Hey everyone! Welcome, welcome, one and all. How is everybody doing this amazing Tuesday afternoon? I hope you are safe and warm or cool. I know in Australia it's so hot that we have people who don't have internet. So staying cool or warm, depending on what part of the world you're in. We are so excited because today is the day that we announce the winners of the Start Strong Writing Challenge. So, everybody, before we start, give yourselves a huge round of applause because you did it. You made it. And we are blown away by the response, by the stories. I feel like we have been living in your short stories. So I'm excited to see not only who wrote them, because we're unveiling the names of the people who wrote these and we have judged them with just these random user numbers, but also share the blurbs for some of the winning stories. So how's everybody feeling going into this? Just as a reminder, for those who may have tuned in today for the first time, we asked you guys during Start Strong to write a 1,000 word complete story. It could have been any genre you want, but we wanted it to have a clear beginning, middle, and end. And one of the challenges this year that we have not done in the past was ask that it be exactly 1,000 words as per the AutoCrit word counter. So that was a very creative twist. You guys really rose to the challenge. You stretched your comfort zones and you turned in some very good work. I'm so excited. So, as we said, all genres were welcome, and we asked that you incorporate a few key elements. So, to be eligible for the prizes that we're giving away today, you had to use the challenge theme, the challenge setting, an object that we assign to you, and a verb in the story. One of the things that makes Start Strong unique is it is supposed to push you uncomfortably out of your writing norm. A challenge isn't a challenge without twists, of course. So we gave you two optional bonus twists that you could incorporate if you wanted that extra brain bending flexibility exercise, but you didn't have to use them. But the required elements include a theme that clearly shows chaos and misunderstanding, a story that takes place 75% or more of the story inside of a community center, not outside it or going to it, but actually inside the community center itself. It had to use a physical bottle cap with that exact verbiage somewhere in the story. And it had to use the verb form of the word vex, not the adjective vexing. Oh, this is so vexing. It had to be the verb form. Vexes, vexed, something like that. Vexing when it's used as an active verb, that all works too. All right. Then we had a couple optional bonus twists that we threw in there to give you bonus points. And how this all played out in the scoring is we ended up with some stories. The majority used the optional bonus twist, but we ended up with some stories that come on the same point level for using all the guidelines and the same quality of flow. And if it was standing up against a story that had used the bonus points, the bonus point stories weighed out. So you get extra points for using the bonuses. The bottle cap could be sentient, which means it has its own feelings, fears, wants, and needs. And the story had to be told from the point of view of the building itself. So if you chose to incorporate those, you got bonus points. So let's look at how things all came down in the stats. We had some technical guidelines, but these were soft. If you turned yours in at 11 instead of 12, we didn't disqualify you. If you did double instead of single space, we didn't disqualify you. The only disqualifying thing on this list was including your name in the file itself, because that ruins the point of a blind judging. And we mentioned that on the submission video. All right. We had over 2,500 people. Let me make the screen bigger so people can read better without my face. Participate in this year's Start Strong Challenge. You guys kept us hopping. We started reading stories the night submissions opened. We got slammed with them, and we read stories all the way up until last night to decide the finalists. There was a group of us. So over 2,500 people participated in the challenge. Of those 2,500 people, 100 people were selected for the long list. Now, because these are anonymous, we will not be sharing the long list or looking up who did all of the stories in the long list, but we will be sharing the short list and the finalists today. 41 people were selected for the short list out of that 100. And then you made it really hard for us. We had to pick 5 finalists based on all those qualifications, and one person won the grand prize. 83% of the people who made it to the short list used those optional bonus twists and got there because of those optional bonus points. There were still a few that slipped in that didn't use the optional twist, but it was because the story was just so head and shoulders above in quality. So congratulations and well done on implementing twists that we know were really, really hard, you guys. We're really proud of you. Participants retain full right to their stories, and because of this, we are not going to be sharing the stories today. We are only going to read aloud the blurbs today because we know a lot of the participants will want to take those stories and go on to query them or publish them. So look behind the veil, because we always get asked how judging works. All submitted stories were given to the judges to read blind. So your stories were given a random user ID number. You'll see some of those in the slides today. Our judging team read all these stories using our eyes and our minds. We did not run them through any summarization tools or any AI tools. It was just us reading. And the blurbs that went on the bottom of your file had to adequately reflect the story that we just read above. So we read the stories and the blurbs underneath. And what we are sharing today is the blurb, knowing that that blurb adequately represents the story we read. So, all right. With that, bear with us. We're doing a random giveaway at the end to a few of our submitters, whether or not you made the short list. But for now, let's get into the short list. I feel like we need a drum roll. Drum roll. To our shortlist winners. Shortlisted stories all are available here. So I'm going to pause a second. I'm going to take my face back off. I'm going to let you read. These are shortlist, the 41 stories that made it onto the shortlist. Hopefully you know which story is yours. If you're live right now and you want to shout out that yours made it into that 41, then this is the time. Go ahead and shout out. Very, very excited for you all. You will be receiving certificates that you made it into the Start Strong Challenge, and we are very excited. So, yes. But we have Carrie Nation Hard Cider, the Bottle Cap Trap, the White Scar, Giant Monkeys, Chaos and Bottle Caps, the Exorcips, Oryx Chaos, Nehi Peach and Dance Shoes, Just Focus on the Beat, The Bottle Captured My Heart, The Curious Case of the Capricious Cap, If Walls Could Talk, Growth, Beginners Sashiko, Community Cavalcade, Pigeon Politics, Morale Booster, Bottle Cap Blues, The Listening Caps, The Bottle Cap, Trash Day, A Word of Warning, Treasured Chances, The Future I Didn't See Coming, The Day the Caps Came Off, A Bottle Cap Effect, The Glow, Care Package, The Bottle Cap Caper, The Weeks at Center, Cardinal Cream, Oubliette, Lost and Found Name Tags, Bottle Caps Brains, The Matchmakers of Five Oaks, Adoption Day Chaos, My Last Trip to the Center, A Midnight Death, Challenge, The Bottle Cap Ward, Bell, and Valentine's Day with a Twist. So all of our shortlist people, Congratulations. We got lots of love for the different comments on here. Congratulations, congratulations. Yes, yes, yes. Lots of clever titles. So let's see who made it to the finalist round. Congratulations to our finalists. If you are a finalist, you will receive one Story Doctor session from one of the AutoCrit coaches. That is a 45-minute one-to-one call where you can chat about anything planning or writing or publishing related. You also get access to our premium narrative tension writing workshop that takes place in February and a virtual Start Strong certificate to show off to all your people. So this next slide has user numbers, and I've had IT scurrying in the back to get me your names on the following slides. So I'm going to read off the stories and then we'll see who wrote them. Just Focus on the Beat, Oryx Chaos, The Bottle Cap Caper, The Bottle Cap Ward, and Treasured Chances all made it to the finalists. So let's dive into their blurbs and see who wrote them. I'm excited. All right, here we are. Just Focus on the Beat. This is an anonymous user whose first name begins with the letter T. Funny how a single missed beat can change everything. In the basement of her local community center, Lucinda's focus slips during a shamanic drumming circle, plunging her into a vexing realm of chaos filled with whispering voices and relentless drum beats. She has but one guide, a living bottle cap that seems to be dragging her towards an unspoken truth, one that she will only hear if she can clear her mind and just focus on the beat. So congratulations to T. Yes, very intriguing. We were drawn into this one because there was this mix of sort of whimsy with mystery and darkness, and it just felt very mind-bendy, and that is why this one made it to the finalists. We loved the incorporation of chaos and misunderstanding in the community center, having her search for truth with the drums going on in the background, and it was very easy to feel like we were there reading the story and actually physically present in the story. So well done. Our next one is Oryx Chaos by Tarina C. Oryx is a runt orc scout who can vanish in the wild and stay unseen. When a simple drunken errand to fetch a red potion goes horribly wrong, he is thrust into the lethal crosshairs and tusks of his secret crush's berserk frenzy and the war chief's deadly notice. Oryx must do the impossible, survive the lethal brutality of the chief's prized warrior, and salvage a chance at love born of violence. This takes place in an orc community center, which was a really unique twist. It used both the bottle cap and vexed, and it had the wrong potion misunderstanding driving everything, as well as the frenzied fight. So very excited about this one. As someone who's extremely strict about opening lines, I was personally hooked by the first sentence on this one as well. This is one of the only, we didn't get a whole lot of fantasy, but this is one that just really dragged us in. And we loved, of course, that it had the orc spin on the community center and the bottle cap in that world. And it was just very, very well done. Yeah, D&D makes everything better. Just add orcs. All right, you guys. Next. The Bottle Cap Caper by Steve M. Chaos and confusion strike at the heart of Red Oaks Community Center, where a baby's bottle cap has gone missing. In a case that would vex even the best detective, what chance does 8-year-old Private Eye Ben Mac McKay have? Facing a fake pickle vendor, a second-grade femme fatale in overalls and scuffed high tops, and a foam dart with his name on it, Mac discovers the truth. This case is a setup, if it's even real. Will Mac restore justice to a playground gone wrong or end up behind bars? Monkey bars, that is. So, as people are saying in the comments, this is a great description. It's a really good blurb. Blurbs are hard. If blurbs were easy, we wouldn't spend so long writing the story, right? Summarize it down. But this blurb really captures the same kind of tone and uniqueness that stood out about this, from the narration to the use of having this community center that's also this playground and area for children to gather. Having the young private eye just really put a different twist on capers. And we loved the incorporation of the baby bottle cap being so important, and then maybe not even being real. All right. Then we have The Bottle Cap Ward by Sherry L. When small disturbances ripple through a community center built over a hidden magical fault line, the building itself becomes vexed by a growing absence beneath its walls. As chaos blooms from misunderstandings rather than malice, the center must endure and observe while a junior mage searches for a missing bottle cap, an ordinary object that is anything but. Sentient, restless, and misunderstood, the bottle cap anchors a fragile ward. From the perspective of the building itself, this story explores how listening rather than explanation restores balance before everyday confusion becomes lasting harm. All right. How are we going to choose? This one was a really unique mystery in a fantasy world. We liked that it had sort of an our world feel with mystery elements in it. And it almost made us wonder early on if this was going to be horror, which was a nice little touch with the growing absence. Where is everything going? Just was a very unique genre blend, as well as a cool way to pull all the elements together. And the blurb really gets at the heart of the fact that this is a theme-centered story. Sherry took the theme of the challenge, the chaos, and ramped it up a way we didn't really see in many of the other stories. The other stories bring in chaos, but this one really spotlights it and puts it center stage, and we really appreciated that. And then our last one was another anonymous entry by someone whose first name begins with a V. Treasured Chances. Theme of chaos used when Bedlam broke out over lost chances in the event when people did not obey the rules. Theme of misunderstanding used when Susan met a Daniel she did not expect. Bottle caps were the numbering devices to match the participants. The verb vex was used in a poem Daniel recited. The event happened at a community center. If chaos and misunderstanding met on Tinder, this blind date of a mess would be the result. Susan is looking for answers to past pain, but instead unearths the treasure of a second chance. So this is a blurb that spells out how all the elements were incorporated, but also clarifies very well in that last sentence exactly why we loved it. It really does read as though chaos and misunderstanding met on Tinder, and this romantic romantic side to it was just so unexpected, and it lightened up the stories we'd been reading. We loved the play of it all. So I don't know how we are supposed to pick from all of these. We had to put our heads together and really get down to the stories that embody the theme, that use those elements, that carry those across so clearly in a blurb, when we know that you guys watching only have the blurbs to judge these stories on. And that's obviously come through. We have people talking about how they sound amazing. So if you wrote these before I announce the winner and before we do the random drawing for everybody else, if you wrote these, please feel free to go into the AutoCrit Pro member community. If you're an AutoCrit Pro member, that's not required for the challenge. It's just there if you want it. And post your story on the short story challenge thread that opened yesterday. We judges did not go look at that thread because we didn't want to know who had written which stories, But you guys are welcome to share there. You're not required to, but that way the community can see what you wrote and celebrate with you. So if you would like to share, the community could read, comment, and all of that. So that is where you would go do it. And that is, as Jennifer's asking, could you read these on your own time? That is where you would go read those as well. So that is in the AutoCrit website. If you click the community tab on the left-hand side, there should be a short story challenge thread where you can post those. And yes, you can post it even if you're not on the short list at all. If you participated in this challenge, post your stories there if you would like to share them with the community. So congratulations. All right, we're down to our grand prize winner. Our grand prize winner for this year's challenge is going to receive a lifetime pro membership to AutoCrit, as well as one Story Doctor session from the coaches, access to that narrative tension writing workshop coming up in February, and a virtual Start Strong certificate that you could print off, share, copy, and post around on your socials. So, biggest drum roll for The Bottle Cap Caper by Steve M. This one just had a strong author voice and tone that made it stand out among all the other stories that we got. And we had truly so many good stories. And so it was just so amazing. So amazing to see how this one brought everything together. We loved the young protagonist. We loved the twist on the caper, the theme that was both lighthearted and also sort of noir and classic at the same time. So congratulations. Give yourself a huge round of applause. Well done. You did it. And with that, I think it's time to do our random draw, our wheel of names, as it were. I've got a wheel pulled up on my end. We're going to give away a few things. We're going to pull 3 random winners from the entire submission list, not just the short list, anybody who submitted. We got some final congrats coming through here for Steve too. Congratulations. All right, we're going to do our 3 winners. Trying to see if I can actually spin the wheel live, but I think there's too many people, so bear with me. So person number 1 is Judith T. Judith T. Judith T. Turn in the story Elder Leaf, Deeproot, and Vex in the Bottle. And you are going to be winning one of our random prizes. We're going to spin again here. So person number 2 is going to be an anonymous participant who wrote under the initials SL, and they wrote a story called Misunderstandings. And then our last participant who is going to get a prize today is, spinning the wheel right here, and then we have Tara C. Let's see, what did Tara write? Tara C. wrote Lost and Found, Name Tag, Bottle Caps, and Brains. So on one of our shortlisters there. Congratulations. All right, so if you were drawn in the random drawing, we will be in touch with you so that way, yeah, it was a heavy wheel. That way you can claim your prizes and we will get those over to you ASAP. We've got a little mix of some things, a couple workshops, and a swag prize. So Stay tuned to your email. Please watch your spam box. If you do not hear from me by the end of today, message in to support@autocrit.com, because that means the male demons or dragons, depending on what kind you have, may have eaten them. So what do we do now? Now that we've wrapped up Start Strong? Well, my personal request to you is that you don't give up, that you stick with it. Because even if your stories didn't make it to the finalists, you guys did a lot. You made it really hard for us to pick a winner. I mean, you guys saw just 5, and we had so many more with good stories and good blurbs. And we could only pick 5 finalists. Please don't give up if your story didn't make it here. Come join us for the free Novel 90 writing challenge that is starting on February 1st at 8:00 p.m. Eastern. We're doing the kickoff right here on YouTube. You could sign up for free here at this site. Go to novel90.com and sign up today. It is a 90-day challenge, and it's for a full-length book. We're going to help you plan and write and edit a full-length novel with no twists, no assigned topics. For that one, you write whatever story you've been wanting to write. Bring a work in progress that you've not finished. Let us help you cross the finish line. We had a very large number of people who reached the end for the first time in their entire life in the Fall Novel 90 Challenge. And this is our 4th challenge. Our coaches are here for you. We want to make this happen. So come join us. We want to see you there. And as I shared, we're not going to share the long list. In AutoCrit challenges, we usually share the short lists and finalists. But know that even if you didn't make the short list, if you submitted your story was read, and we appreciate all of the efforts that you guys put into it. As I said, over 2,500 people. We're super impressed and thankful to be a part of your writing journey. So with that, we're going to call it a day, everybody. Wishing you all the best. Go share those stories. Go share your achievements, and we'll see you all on the next one. Bye, everyone.